What's up, everybody? Welcome to Good Lookin Kickstarters. I'm one of your hosts, Becca Scott.
And I'm your other host, Ruel Gaviola.
And we're going to tell you what's sweet on Kickstarter. That's it. That's the whole point of the show. That's what we do here.
Sounds good to me. Let's get this thing going.
Woo, 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 woo. That's the game alert.
Game alert. Game alert.
Woo, woo, woo. I need a drink.
I can use one too at this point.
Well, we're in luck, Ruel, because the game I want to tell you about first is called Distilled. This is from Paverson Games. They're based out of Wisconsin. The game design is by Dave Beck and art by Eric Evanson. This is a 1 to 5 player Euro-style game, and it's a finalist for Cardboard Edison and the Ion Award, so we know it's good. It's already got that stamp.
Stamp.
And it's obviously very clear that alcohol already pairs well with board games, so why not have a board game about pairing different alcohols? Things can get a little dicey if you make something that becomes just moonshine, but otherwise it's about the fermentation process and mixing different alcohols to create something so delicious, you'll forget your name the next day. Are we endorsing drinking? I guess we are, right? This is an adults-only board game.
Yes.
Okay, kids can play it, I guess, legally, but I don't know if they should.
Perhaps they can play the game with some adult supervision. That might be an option.
Yeah, let's go with that.
Yeah.
Distilled, played only with adult supervision if you're below drinking age. Otherwise, get shit-faced. But that's not what this is about. This is about crafting high-quality liquor, upgrading distilleries, making new recipes to compete on the international stage. So you're taking on the role of a unique distiller, and through deck building, resource management, and pushing your luck, you're crafting high-quality recipes. Look, you don't want to push your luck too hard, or else you're going to make this blinding moonshine instead of the single malt whiskey that you're gone for, okay? So just be careful.
You may have noticed I wear these really thick glasses. I may have been a moonshiner back in the day. Not saying anything, not copying anything, but...
You just outed yourself.
Yeah, I lived back in the 1920s during the Prohibition era. I'm also a vampire, if you don't know.
Okay, so all I have left to say about this game is its beautiful components, its bright color, it gives you this warm romantic feel in which to age your spirits. And it's just like that warm feeling you get when you drink too much of them. It's just water. Next game.
I've got Soul Raiders. Soul Raiders is a cooperative story-driven game by Marc Andre, and I'm fired up about this, Becca, because Marc Andre has designed one of my all-time favorites. Michels and I play this all the game, Splendor. Ooh. And also, he's the genius behind For the Majesty. Just, such a great line of games that he's created. This one's very different, though. This one's not going to be on retail shelves, folks, so you need to back this on Kickstarter if you're interested.
It's not?
It is not. It's just too big of a project to hit the retail market, so this is a cooperative storytelling game. It's an epic game for 1 to 4 players. You are a warrior mage, and you have vowed to watch over the world of Kivros and its inhabitants. You're going to explore forgotten civilizations, and you're going to send tortured souls back beyond the veil, which is where they belong. This is 3 chapters of a story that can be played over and over again. So there's a lot of replayability in this. And according to the Kickstarter, to play through the entire adventure, it's over 30 hours of gameplay. So you're not sitting there, unless you're crazy, you're not sitting there playing this game in one sitting, right? You're gonna play it over multiple sessions. It's gonna be a lot of fun. It basically takes deck building to the next level. You're gonna get 120 oversized double-sided location cards. The game's played in 3 chapters, which contain 40 of those locations each. You have over 800 cards. It's insane. This is amazing. This is a tense cooperative game where you and your partners actually share a common life pool. So if one player gets hit, you all get hit. So you've got to manage that as you're dealing with all these threats and everything and getting on to the next part of the story. Becca, this hits everything I love about these type of games. It's immersive. It's just amazing. And this I cannot wait to play.
There's one thing that really caught my eye about Soul Raiders. There is no player turns. You have simultaneous turns, which is something I love because I'm impatient.
So yeah, there's like no downtime in this game. You play at the same time, and for those of you who are impatient like my friend Becca, this may be the game for you. Soul Raiders.
After all that warring and drinking, I just want to climb up a mountain and be alone, but cooperatively. Alone, together, in tranquility. That's right, this game is Tranquility, the Ascent. This is a game by James Emerson. The art is by Tristan Rawson. So players are working together to build this pyramid-shaped grid of cards. They're numbered cards, and they must obey various placement rules. You have to start at the bottom, you have to go left to right, and as soon as 2 cards are placed, you can place a card above it. But the placement rules are you have to discard the difference in cards of the numbers on the cards that are next to each other. So if you place a 5 next to a 3, you have to discard 2 cards. Also, you can only play cards that are above or equal to the row that they're on. So in the first row, all of the numbers have to be 1 or higher. But, if you have a card that has a 9 on it, there's only 8 rows. So that can go anywhere. Each player starts with a hand of 5 cards, and you draw back up to 5 cards at the end of your turn. And as long as each player can do an action on their turn, which is either play a card or discard 2 cards, you're fine. You'll get to the top of the mountain. And if you do that and you place that little summit peak on top, you win. But if at any time a player cannot play, game's over. You all fall off the mountain's face together because you're all tied together with rope or something.
I really love designers that take something very familiar and something that a lot of players may know already and just create this different type of game that's familiar yet unique.
Yeah, honestly, it's my jam. It's my type of cooperative game, is something that is just chill and about just accomplishing the goal together. You don't need to throw a bunch of monsters at me. I just want to peacefully climb a mountain. Thank you.
Yes.
Wow. I am sick of the cold, though. Take me somewhere where the tumbleweeds roam, Ruel.
Oh, the tumbleweeds we shall see, Becca. This is a game called Bantam West. This is designed by Ike Brunicardi from Bantam Planet, and this is an adventure board game for 2 to 4 players set in the Wild Frontier. Right off the bat, I'm thinking fans of Red Dead Redemption and Western Legends, this is going to be your jam. You're going to play as one of 4 different characters, either a merchant, gunslinger, arsonist, or thief in this open world sandbox set in the Wild Frontier. You can brawl, you can loot, you can burn, you can trade, all the fun things that you do in the Wild West, folks. You're going to form your strategy based on your character. It's worker placement with a little bit of deck building, and you're going to do skill checks, so that means dice, which I'm always a big fan of. Roll those dice.
Them bones?
Roll them bones.
1, and a 20, I swear to God.
Really? Perfect. Yeah. This is going to be a bit more in-depth experience compared to other Western-themed games. You're going to explore the wilderness and cultivate your land, and you're going to hire your posse as you fight for survival. So this is going to be a lot of fun. It does have a modular board, so you're going to change things up from game to game, and with those variable player powers, no 2 games are going to be the same. I love a good Western game. I think this is going to be a really fun one. I'm looking forward to a Bantam West.
Yeah, I'm a huge fan of Western Legends, and I'm always excited about things in this theme. I mean, anything that can evoke that sandbox feeling of a video game where you can just wander around a map and, brush horses, I'm a fan of.
So this is Bantam West, a 2 to 4 player game set in the Wild Frontier by Ike Brunicardi of Bantam Planet.
Well, that's it.
No, one more. Uno mas. Becca, I was hanging out on Kickstarter the other day, and I found something that is your jam. I thought of you immediately when I saw Cubeamajigs. Becca, I mean... This is right in your wheelhouse, Becca.
Oh, you mean the Magic the Gathering card organization system from Hit Point Press?
Yes, that's exactly what I was thinking of, Becca.
Oh, I hadn't noticed it. Just kidding. This is from the creator of the Deck of Many, which are these wonderful cards about D&D and all the wonderful things you can do in that game. I am a little bit of a fan of Magic the Gathering. I may have a dining table full of Magic cards as we speak, and it is the hardest part about being a Magic player is organizing all the cards. So this was an insta-back for me. Cubeamajigs are these like 15 cards imitating booster packs card holders, and they fit inside a bigger container called a Potamajig. So you put your Cubeamajigs in the box, and the Cubeamajigs go in the Potambox jig. It's great. I love it. You need them if you play Magic the Gathering. You're welcome.
Yes.
So, Hit Point Press has drawn from the huge swath of artists of Magic the Gathering cards to have them do fantasy-themed art for these Cubeamajigs and Potamajig that go on the boxes of card organization. They are beautiful, they are heavy duty, they are well crafted, and you kind of get with a Cubeamajig that feeling of ripping open a pack over and over again every time you open up your Cubeamajigs. So, yeah, I definitely got some.
Yeah, it's really neat that, I mean, first of all, you're right, they look gorgeous. The art on these are phenomenal, and although I'm not a Magic player...
It's good, it's fine, it's better this way, Ruel. You don't want to go down this dark path because there's no turning back. And for cube players, that the Cubeamajig and the Potamajig were built for you. The Potamajig perfectly fits everything you're gonna need for several hundred card cube. You can imitate that booster opening and just draft over and over with your favorite cube that you've built, that you've spent 500 hours building, and I admire you. Ruel, it's great to be back in action, looking at them good-looking Kickstarters with you.
It has been a pleasure as always. I miss this, Becca. This is the way it should be done.
And it will always be so. So long as you like, subscribe, and use our referral links in the description below if you're interested in any of the things we talked about today. We'll see you next time. Bye-bye.